Hello everyone and welcome back. So it's been an interesting month in my small account using the wheel strategy. So there's quite a bit we need to discuss in this video. I'll try to be as brief as I can. I know your time is valuable. I do appreciate anybody that takes the time to watch these videos. I do it for love of the game. I don't make any money making these videos, so I just do it because I feel like if I were a viewer, I'd like to see this information, especially if I'm a new options trader and I'm looking to get into the wheel strategy specifically for this video series. If you like options trading over and above, please do check out some of my other videos. I've also just recently started a strategy series on the long vertical option spread. If you haven't had a chance to see that, please check out my playlist and you can start following along with that one as well. I think I've only posted 2 or 3 videos at this point, but just like the wheel strategy series here, I'll be posting a video about that each and every month. So I do hope you'll join me for that one as well. But without any more from me, let's go ahead and dive into the screen, and we're going to go and take a look at everything for the wheel strategy here in month number 5, or starting month number 5. All right, so first up, let's just go ahead and take a look while I'm on Thinkorswim. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the chart, and you can see just a brutal sell-off in Medical Properties Trust this past month. So the last time we talked, it was way up here, kind of reaching its high, and then since then, this month has just been brutal. And there's a number of reasons for that, and we'll kind of look at some of those here. But the bottom line is I had 10 shares when we last talked. I've since then have bought 5 more shares, and prices just kind of continue to decline. And if I'm just being honest at this moment, I don't feel like the decline is quite done. I really see it breaching this $6, maybe even into the $5 level before we get some kind of before I really feel confident that we're going to get the rebound that I think should result from Medical Properties Trust. Because looking at the financial data and looking at the technicals, it just doesn't look as bad as the sell-off suggests it is. I feel like the sell-off is just way too overdone. And kind of the bright side, if you want to look at the bright side, is that with all the short interest that Medical Properties Trust is experiencing, at some point there may be a lot of covering going on, which could drive prices higher. So that's kind of the hope. I know the sentiment from most retail traders, at least. I obviously don't know what institutions are doing, but I know the sentiment around Medical Properties Trust is generally bullish. Just looking at the data, they don't seem to be as bad as the chart would indicate. But in any case, I bought 5 more shares around 844, 820, somewhere in there. I think 844 is where I had the level, and then it breached through it on this day, and I bought some more shares. And we'll look at that on the spreadsheet in a second. And then I've kind of set my next level here. I should have bought shares on 822, but missed it. Just wasn't paying attention. And so it kind of got back above it. So next time it comes down below $6 or $7, let's see, what is it, $6.88, then I'll try to pick up 5 more shares. I sold a put after the earnings here. The earnings went down, and then we had 2 more days of pretty sharp declines. And at that point, it was kind of trading into this point of control. And I thought, well, this might be the area where we get a little bit of support. And you can see we just didn't. The price continued to fall. And a lot of that was news-based. Some poor news came out, and that kind of just pushed it all the way down. I think on this particular day, it looks like on 8-18, I think they had to halt trading. The decline was so sharp. And so it's not been a pretty picture in Medical Properties Trust. And honestly, I kind of anticipated it when I started trading options here. I felt like I was going to end up holding a bag. And because of that, I ended up rolling my put that I sold. And we'll look specifically at all of that. But kind of my general thesis on Medical Properties Trust is we're going to breach this $6 level at some point. Hopefully, it'll trade flat here for a while, maybe bounce up a little bit higher so that I can get out of the put that I'm in. But I really see us going down below 6 before it finds any real sustainable uptrend. And again, I don't think the story is as bad as the chart would indicate, but as we know, stocks move based on emotion or mass psychology. And so right now, looks like most people are dumping it and just getting short on it. So until that dynamic changes, this is where we are. You'll also see right here that they cut their dividend in half. And while that isn't great for those that are holding shares like myself, that is generally bullish because it allows them, it gives them more cash to kind of facilitate their company or their business. And so I think generally the tone from the dividend cut is also bullish, even though they cut their dividend. It doesn't feel that good if you're a larger investor to know that your income just got axed. But generally speaking, I think it's bullish because now they have more cash, or they're not as crippled by the dividend each and every quarter that it comes up. So that's my kind of my general outlook on Medical Properties Trust. Let's take a look at Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer just kind of continuing to do more of the same. Hasn't gotten down. It looks like on 8/15 came down a little bit lower. Probably should have bought some shares there, but again, just trying to stay disciplined. I've got my alert there for 12.25 when it gets down to that level. And then I'll look to buy some more shares, but it just hasn't gotten there, and so that's just kind of where it stands. But still, I'm ultimately bullish on Energy Transfer. But you can see the IV percentile is still at 0, so the options premium is largely non-existent unless you go out further in time. You can see right at the money, I'm only getting $7. Similarly, if we look at Medical Properties Trust, if I go 19 days, right at the money, it's 41. So the volatility is just better. That's kind of my thoughts on Medical Properties Trust and Energy Transfer. Let's go ahead, before we look at the spreadsheet or before we look at Robinhood, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the news from Medical Properties Trust, just to kind of help you understand, if you haven't been keeping up with them, what happened that kind of forced their price ultimately lower. Number one, you had the dividend cut, which is pretty self-explanatory. People that are holding the shares, when they get their dividend cut, they don't love to see that. So a lot of people will sell out at that point. But largely, it was the decline happened at earnings. Obviously, earnings weren't as good as they wanted, and then the next big decline kind of all stemmed from this article here. Medical Properties Trust responds to the latest Wall Street Journal article. So apparently, there was a post, and I didn't read the article from Wall Street Journal, and I'm not going to read this one to you. You can look at it on Yahoo Finance if you want. But this is kind of the bullet points of it, and mostly what they go through here is Medical Properties Trust. The company is basically just disputing the entire Wall Street Journal article. They basically said that the author or the writer of that particular piece made false statements and didn't have the facts, and so they put out this kind of this short article to kind of quote unquote answer all those questions. It really comes down to, who do you trust? Do you trust the writer of the article that says the company's not good? Or do you trust the company itself that says, no, that's not true, you don't have all the information, here's the information that you don't have? Again, didn't read that article, but this is the article where things kind of just went haywire that second day on Medical Properties Trust. And so that's something you may be interested to take a look at. But I think, all in all, the sentiment is still relatively bullish surrounding Medical Properties Trust. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the spreadsheet. And so you can see I've taken a little bit of a hit on my realized return, not much, a couple dollars. I haven't added the next $100 that will clear here in just a few days to the portfolio. So right now, year-to-date return just on the income that I've made on the portfolio is 6.10%. Since we last spoke, it looks like I sold, like I mentioned, I sold the one put. I sold it at $7.50. On that initial decline after the earnings date, I waited again for 2 days after that, and with price going right into that point of control, I thought, okay, now will be a good time to sell the put, and I was even selling it below the area where price was. So I thought $7.50 was a fair price. If I did get assigned, I would be willing to take them there. And then, of course, that article came out and the price continued to collapse. And so I got a little bit nervous. And so you can see I ended up closing that one for 49 and rolling it out to a 7. So I was able to roll out in time and down. I think and we'll look at it on Robinhood in a second. I think I'm about a month out. I don't know if I can get the premium. If I can get a credit on the next roll, I may try to roll it down to 650. Again, my hypothesis or my directional assumption is that we are going to see below $6 at some point. So if I can get it down to $6.50, $6 in the days ahead, I'll certainly try to do that. But I don't want to take on too much time because I just don't want to be stuck in this position for an eternity. So anyways, that's kind of what it looks like. I bought the 5 shares that I talked about. You can see here I bought them for $8.20. I had the original alert set for $8.44. And then it looks like a dividend came through for $4.65 on Energy Transfer. So we can take a quick look at the graph. You can see August was pretty good to me. Looks like I turned $23.65 as far as cash flow. I added that to the bottom line. And if I can get this put to close, then I won't be down as much as you'll see that I am currently down when we go ahead and take a look here at Robinhood. But again, cash flow wise, about where it was, maybe a couple of dollars less. You can see right now I'm down about $30 on the 15 shares. So that's a pretty big amount given the limited number of shares that I have. And so losing $30 there isn't good. Plus I'm down on the I'm technically down on the put, even though I rolled it out to the next one, and it's going to show as a profit on Robinhood because I did roll it. But let's go ahead and take a look now at Robinhood. So if I open it up out to year to date, you'll remember last time we looked at this, I think I was at 2120, 21, yeah, 2119, somewhere in there last time we looked at it. One thing I need to do better that I haven't done at this moment is I need to do a better job taking advantage of the cash that I have available. Right now you can see I have $1,103 that's not being used, and yeah, it's earning me a small amount of interest, but I'd much rather put that to work. But I'm trying to be disciplined, I'm trying to be patient and not hold the bag on something unnecessarily. The sentiment in the market as a whole is a little bit bearish right now, and so I'm just not trying to just dive in head first. Just for the sake of doing it. I'm trying to be disciplined, and I'm trying to put my best foot forward. So for those of you that see this maybe a year from now, and you're going through all the videos, kind of watching along in this series, kind of trying to get your own game plan for conducting the wheel strategy yourself, you kind of see this and you have a little bit of an idea of what you could do or what you should do. You never can go wrong to be patient and not throw all your money or all your cards on the table at once. I think that, you know, if you slow play it, you may miss out on some opportunities for sure, but you also may not risk the farm, as they say, unnecessarily. So kind of the way I'm playing it there, you can see right now I'm up, like I said, it's going to show a profit. I'm up by $14 there, but technically I'm down because I originally sold the 750. And so you can see all the transactions since the last time we talked. There was an interest payment of $1.77. I think I logged that one the last time we spoke. You can see I added $100 again. I'm still going to continue to add the 100 each month. I think that makes sense. I think that's doable for most people that would see this series that are interested in investing, interested in doing the wheel strategy. I did. It looks like on 8-4, I did buy 5 more shares. I think I just kind of got tired of waiting, and I did buy 5 more shares of Energy Transfers. There's another penny for the stock loan of Medical Properties Trust. Again, just doesn't seem worth it for 1 penny. I mean, there's only, I think, 10 shares on loan. So it really, if I lost them, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I mean, for the risk of potentially losing them, only making a penny just hardly seems worth it. Then I sold the put for $7.50. You see, I sold it for $23. Shortly after that, I bought the 5 shares at $8.20, which I showed you on the spreadsheet. Tried to roll it a couple times, wasn't able to get filled, and then finally did get filled for a roll for a $4 debit. So I ended up taking the $4 hit on the 23. And so the max I could make on that $7 put would be $19, which would be perfectly fine. It would more than rebound my account back to essentially where it was. But you can see year to date, I've taken a huge dive, all of it based on Medical Properties Trust. You can see Energy Transfers still kind of chugging along. But we'll see in the days ahead if I can rebound there. Cash flow wise, still on course to continue my goal. Still looking to try to get $300 by December. I think it's still very possible, still very manageable, but I got to get out of this Medical Properties Trust put, or potentially take this $1,100 and open another one, or find another asset that may be interesting to me, because there's just no volatility on Energy Transfer, so I'm not making, or I'm not able to sell the puts there that I want. So I may go out this next month and try to find something else that would be interesting while I wait on Energy Transfer to come around. And I'll continue as time goes by to collect the shares in Energy Transfer. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video series. For those of you that are just tuning in, I hope you'll check out some of my other videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until the next video, God bless and take care.